again, you can take a horse to water, but can't make it drink, right? So if there's not a big pain point, I guess it's good to give them the option to know that it's there. Like, hey, there's a different way to think about money, and here's a list of books you can read, but I can't make you read it, and I can't make you interested in this. But here's at least the tools you need to see this.
Now, when I started the fire department making $30,000, I thought I was making a lot of money.
Right.
Now they're starting out like 70s. And so when you're 19 years old coming out of high school and you get hired by a fire department, you're making $70,000, they're always buying new trucks.
Right.
And they're always buying, Shelby Court Mustang. They're doing all these things. And, I try to be the old guy that's like, don't do that crap.
Right.
But I know that they want that kind of stuff. So just in general conversation, I'll say, listen, let's just say you've got 50 grand sitting around somewhere and you buy a duplex, or you use that to buy one house or whatever, and you make 20 grand. Now you'll have 70 grand and you use that money and you'll make this. And then, when you're 40 years old, you can retire from the fire department and you have all of this, which ultimately we're heavily talking about retirement now. I'm supposed to wait until I'm 50, but I think we're going to wait for another 3 years, 2.5 to 3 years, and then I'll leave. It's so hard to have those conversations with these guys who are just like I was, and all they want to do is go on fires.
Right.
All they want to do is run calls. And they're like, I'm not worried about retiring at 40.
Right.
I never worried about retirement until probably about 7 or 8 years ago.
Right.
And that's only because I really wanted to get into investing, and now I got a grandchild on the way. I want to live and not have to go to work every shift. And the challenge isn't as much getting them to learn about it as much as it is getting them to open up their mind. And they're going to have to burn out of the I just want to go on fires phase.
Right. Family and kids and other responsibilities.
Not even a mention on their mind,
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I guess if there's no like real pain point, you can take a horse to water, but can't make it drink, right? So if there's not a big pain point, I guess it's good to give them the option to know that it's there. Like, hey, there's a different way to think about money, and here's a list of books you can read, but I can't make you read it, and I can't make you interested in this. But here's at least the tools you need to see this.
Yeah, there are guys up there. Most of the people up there know what I do that I flip and do rehabs and all. Majority, if not all of them, know. The younger guys who just came out of school probably don't, but majority of the people know, because a lot of the guys will ask me all the time, are you still doing this, or what are you doing? And then, I'll take them to the whiteboard and I'll show them, if you had, there's a 23, 24-year-old, he's got $100K sitting in the bank just from working overtime. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to take your money, but I can put you in contact and you can make a crap ton of money with that $100K.
Yeah.
And he's like, really? And we went to the whiteboard and I showed him.
That's awesome.
And some of these guys, there are a few guys up there that I've done some deals with. The rule is that I won't do any deals with anybody that is on my shift, because I'm a shift commander. So whatever happens, I don't want them to hold it against me.
Yeah, for sure.
But somebody on my shift wants to do a deal, I'll put them in touch with somebody else. They get it, but I can't tell you how many of these guys have 100 grand, 75 grand. They're 22 years old.
If I was 22 with 100 grand, there wouldn't be 100 grand in the bank.
Yeah. I know, right?
Yeah.